Good morning, Devils fans. Weird one today in the NHLs. We have actually no games at all for the entire day. Basically, a weird little thing where Canadian teams came down to the U.S. because U.S. teams want Thanksgiving home games for the most part. We got four teams over across the lake. And then between tomorrow, where we do play, the Detroit Red Wings, and then Thanksgiving Day off, and then Friday, Saturday has a lot of back-to-back games. They don't want teams playing 4 games in 5 days, yada yada. There's absolutely no games on the schedule for today. I think outside of some basketball, there is none of the major sports playing. So one of those very weird, awkward days in the sports world. But this is a show about the Devils, so let's go ahead and start talking about that. So basically, right after I finished recording yesterday's video, we got news that our captain, Nico was on the ice, a full participant in practice. He took line rushes, he was practicing face-offs, full contact, the whole 9 yards, and seemed like he was doing great. Timo Meyer was not on the ice for practice, and he did not do a little skate after practice as he had done before. News from Ruff is Nico is not guaranteed. It's going to be still day by day. Probably, hopefully, we'll get another update. See him on the ice at practice today, which probably is going to happen again right at the ending of the recording of this video. But Timo is looking unlikely to be taking the trip over to Detroit. Now, things could change fairly quickly in that department, but as of yesterday from Lindy, Timo is unlikely. So I really just wanted to take this video to kind of touch on our lines a little bit because tomorrow's video will mostly be touching on the Detroit Red Wings and how their game has changed and evolved since we had played them to start the opening of the season. The one game I was able to make it to in person so far this year. So line rushes were very weird because we have Nico back, Jack's back, no Timo, Palat and Holla took maintenance days, and Nosek is still out as well from the hit from Trouba. So top line out there was skating as Toffoli, Jack, Lazar. Presumably Lazar is the placeholder for Timo to come back, but he did also hold on to that position when for the last game versus the Rangers, and I thought him, Holla, Jack actually looked quite good. Obviously, Jack just makes anyone and everyone on his wings look good, but Lazar has had a great season, even when he has not played with Jack, which has been for the most part. And so awesome that he got that opportunity, that he actually took it running. And seems like, assuming Timo is out, he might get another go at it there. Now, I could see Holla also take over that position when he returns, but it might make more sense that he moves back a little bit further down the lineup. But I could really see it going either way there. Keep Lazar there, or Holla takes that spot and move Lazar down. Obviously, best case scenario is Timo is back and healthy, and he will be in that position, but that likely will not be until we return back from Detroit. Second line, at least as far as the written by Amanda, ice time, yada yada changes. But second line, I guess, Nico's line. This one had Bratt over on the wing with him, Nico at center, and then Willman filling out the position there. My presumption will be Palat will fill in that spot when he is playing in the lineup. He is healthy, just took a maintenance day. Willman likely to be a healthy scratch yet again. And I mean, we know what that line can do. Everybody that plays with Palat so far this season has played better. Nico was on the upswing just before his injury, but also had a very rough start to the year. So we'll have to see how he transitions back after returning from a fairly bad concussion injury. And Bratt, while he hasn't produced at the same level as he was at the start of the year, his on-ice impacts and everything, while still doing decent production, just not, world-beating production, continues to play quite well. So definitely very interested to see how that line comes back together. They have played together before. It's been fairly hit or miss, just kind of depending on who's going and who's not. But I think Bratt and Palat have been playing quite well. And it's really just what's Nico's game state looking like in his presumed return, although that's not been guaranteed or locked in yet either. Now it kind of gets interesting in who's back for the game, who slots down, and who doesn't. The third line, as of line rushes yesterday, was Tierney, Mercer, Holtz. My assumption is going to be Tierney will also be a healthy scratch. That is where Holla probably bumps down into the lineup, either at center or at wing. Given Mercer's more recent stint of play and how he has been looking better, I'm fine with either of those, but could definitely see him keeping the center position. Let Holla do his thing at wing, and then I think Holla, Mercer, Holtz would be a very fun line. They have played together in this recent stretch, with Holla and Mercer kind of bouncing back and forth between the winger and center. Oh gosh, I'm completely blanking on the word. Responsibilities is I'll go with that one. Responsibilities between winger and center for those two, and then just letting Holtz do his thing. So would love to see them in more of a third line role instead of a second line role, being a bit more healthy. And I think they could really do a lot of work compared to other teams' bottom sixes. And then brings us to our fourth line, which has really been an Achilles heels for most part of this year, mostly due to injuries. We got Mikey McLeod, who has truly been playing like a top six center from play driving. Been saying it all along. I don't think he has the scoring touch to be a top six guy. I actually would have had no issues if he kind of found himself more permanently on a third line center role. Again, it's more so just how you list out the lines, but I could see the McLeod line getting more ice time than the Mercer line, right? So third, fourth line, bottom six guys, right? Where we got McLeod, Bastion, and then in this case, if fully healthy, I think it would be Lazar. So I don't know. It might. I guess it would be Tierney here. Smith was taking the line rushes with them because Miller seems to have earned the starting position in that bottom six on the defenders. Siegenthaler, Dougie, Ball, Marino, Luke, Miller. I could see, Ball in my assumption will get the least amount of ice of those six. And then, 5-on-5, who knows? And then obviously PK time and power play time to round it all out. But I really like the defensive pairings. Smith is out, Miller in. Let them get a long runway of really just running with these six, hopefully. And I think we'll really start to like what's being put together there. Talked about it last episode. Forward group, guys that are more familiar with the system, guys that have pushed play in the right direction a lot more often than the guys that were replacing them. Should also help with the team defense as well. And hopefully that makes the goaltending look a lot better because it's had some high highs, it's had some low lows. And on the whole, not really what we are hoping for. It is something that we can outproduce, but we would like, some solid string of starts out of our goaltenders as well. So that really lines out the lineup. I think it could be quite good. I wouldn't be the happiest with Tierney on the bottom line. I would almost actually put Smith over Tierney, to be honest, on the bottom forward line, but we'll see. Nico being back is huge. I think it really rounds out our top six a lot better. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Practice maybe today is going to make this video completely irrelevant. We'll find out. But very, very much so looking forward to tomorrow's video, where I should have a fairly clear picture of who's starting for us, what Detroit's going to look like, and can do a nice little deep dive preview on that one. So, fairly ugly day weather-wise here today. Hopefully it's better up in North Jersey, Central Jersey, wherever you're at watching, or for any out-of-state, out-of-country viewers, if I have any. It's going to do it. Let's get a good stretch of games here going. Got our two centers, our cornerstone pieces back. Hopefully Nico does come and play in Detroit. So I'll see you guys tomorrow morning as always, and forever. Let's go Devils.